back. It's been a while since we've had a long podcast, but we decided that we should stuff in a few of our post-game reactions all into one. And we're going to start off pissed off because we're Leafs fans. And even though we're winning, we're still going to get pissed off about the Winnipeg Jets game. So, Din, what was the thing that pissed you off the most about that?
That somehow Pionk and Spezza ended up with 8 total games of suspensions and 0 minutes of penalties. And then the bullshit Ian Cole knee that got him a game misconduct, got him a $5,000 fine. So it almost seems like the league was making an overcorrection because there was no penalty on the ice by giving more suspensions, or they're just trying to deter these things like knee turning into a fight, turning into a slash to the back of the fucking head. But that's the ref's job, not suspension's job. So I don't know. It's just there's no consistency, right? Like you saw it's so easy. You saw the knee by Cole, what was it, last night or 2 nights ago, and you go, oh, cool, that's the same as Pionk. So that's 2. But then you see Spezza get 6, who is not a repeat offender, and he got 6, which is the most game suspension in 8 years. And you're like, yeah, okay, fine. You're like, maybe they're trying to make an example of this. But then they gave Ian Cole a $5,000 fine. So you're like, maybe not. There's just no consistency. Like you have no idea what's going on, right? Like, and you already know that from the penalties and now from the Department of Player Safety. And like, there's just no consistency legitimately anywhere, ever.
Mark, what was the thing? And then I'm going to go off. What was the thing that pissed you off most about it?
Yeah, well, it's the same for both games. And it was just like what Din said, the reffing. Like, no one seems to know exactly what to call anymore. And like some penalties, it's like, how is that even a penalty? And then some, it's like, how did you not call a penalty? So it's just mind blowing. Frustrating.
I don't care if we get more penalties against this. Like, I just want to be able to know what I'm watching because I feel like a fucking idiot when I'm watching. I watch with my girlfriend. I'm like, oh, that's going to be a 2 minutes. And nothing happens. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't fucking know, I guess. Right. Like I watched so many I never played like hockey growing up, but like, I know the NHL, like me and like the other boys, like that I know will chat about like the hit, like the Kara hit. And everyone's like, that's old school hockey. I'm like, yes, guys, it's old school hockey. Technically it's okay. But the NHL doesn't want that. Right. So I'm pretty well versed because I didn't play. I don't have this like shroud of like, oh, that's how we were taught to play. Well, guys, that was 20 years ago when Darcy Tucker was fucking full-blown skating guys in the goddamn boards, which I love. But that's not what the NHL wants anymore. Like, and now I thought I was pretty well versed on what the NHL is trying to do, and I don't have a fucking clue. But the cool thing and neat thing is neither do they. So I guess we all don't know what's going on.
Yeah, when growing up on trips to games, they would play the Rock'em Sock'em Don Cherry hits.
Have you watched those? Watch them. It'll be a guy who like never played in the NHL again and like fucking like
and no penalties, let alone
he's like, good old, like gotta keep your head up, and the guy's like dead.
Yeah.
Like, well, the guy's he's like convulsing on the ice. He's like, gotta keep your head up. Good fucking hard hit. You're like, Jesus.
I'm pretty sure the Stevens hit on Paul Kariya is on that. With like some hardcore AC/DC music behind it. Boo, guys, head is just 10 years gone from his life. Gone. And it's just
I was just about to say that. I was like, Hells Bells, 15 years off his lifespan.
Yeah. Right? Don Cherry's like, well, you gotta keep your head up.
In and out of hospitals for the rest of his life.
Yeah. But okay, let's get back to the thing. And this is what pissed me off the most. The consistency obviously is an issue, but literally right after Dubois, on his only shift that he played for the rest of the fucking period, knees Wall in the head. He turned around immediately because he knew what he did and he was expecting guys to go right after him. Nothing, absolutely nothing. No one even took a look at it. And then everyone in Winnipeg is saying like, well, Spezza, and no one's questioning Spezza should have got a suspension. Absolutely.
No, he should have.
No one's questioning that Pionk should have gotten a suspension. the thing that I think that they said that Spezza got 6 games for, which still doesn't make, you know what? If you want to make it, no, it's premeditated, right? So
retaliation. Yeah.
So, but Pionk, like, I don't know how much of a difference between premeditated. I guess you want to set a standard because if people do premeditated shit like that.
But no. But Paul Maurice said this is stuff that carried over from last year, so it's still premeditated, is it not?
Right. And Pionk did a knee on knee on, or no, it was a headshot on Marner. It was a headshot on Marner last year after the whistle at the end of a game. And this is the same shit that Mark Scheifele did in Montreal last year.
Sandin had that big hit on Wheeler.
Yeah.
Which was one of those things that was clean, but it's also like what I talked about before. I don't think the NHL wants it, but it was clean. But it's like the Kyra thing. Like, I think it was clean, but like Trouba should not have done that. It's like a faux pas, right? It's like an unwritten rule, I'm sure now, that it's like, yo, why the fuck are you knocking our guys out, right?
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to play that game right now. We're playing hockey.
and I'm honestly, I'm okay with this Spezza suspension. It's just like Tom Wilson last year got less time than that for rubbing a guy's face into the ice after the whistle.
No. Tom Wilson didn't get time. Tom Wilson got $5,000.
Oh, and here's even better. And they did bring this up on Steve Dango's podcast, but Brendan Lemieux for biting both of Tkachuk's hands got less games than that.
You think like, yo, imagine biting someone at your work.
Yeah. I mean, during COVID, you can like too,
yeah,
you know, like, it's just
fucking protocols, buddy. Protocols.
So it's just, I'm okay. Maybe Spezza needs a break anyways, you know, like it's probably but the thing that did really irritate me once again was the Dubois thing, where it was a clear knee on Joseph Wall's head, defenseless, and like nothing happened to it. I don't even think he got a penalty on the play. Nope. So it's just like, where is and that you don't think that that's premeditated? You don't think that he's like pissed off because it's Dubois and he thinks he's super tough, even though he played one shift in the rest of the period after jumping on Matthews.
Yeah. And they talked about that on SCP. Weird. They talked about that on the SCP being like, oh, like smart business by Maurice. Okay, fair. But like, also like, if you're a good coach, it's like, hey man, you need to go back out there. Right. I don't need to know if you need to answer the bell, but you look like a bitch.
Well, also, I just want everyone who says that Leafs are soft to take a look at how he didn't go back out there. And like, it's just like, they're obviously not a soft team. If they were a soft team, they wouldn't have cared. Just send him back out there. So it's just, it was an absolutely ridiculous decision. If you're going to have some consistency, Pionk, and I know you can't suspend people based on the amount of injury that it sustains to the other person, because that sets a poor precedent. Right. But like,
unless maybe it's like concussion, which I guess would be on the Spezza side, but we can get into that Pionk, whatever concussion protocol bullshit that happened.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, he played the rest of the game. So like,
they didn't look at all.
The thing is, you know, if he did have a concussion, we look like assholes, but is that not the exact reason why they can get away with doing it? Because they know if someone questions it, they're the asshole, right? Maybe. We're the assholes for saying they could be lying, right? We are.
Yeah.
But that's the exact reason why you can get away with it. Oh, he got a shoulder injury, right? That we can be like, that's a bunch
but that's a thing. Where's what if Joseph Wall got a concussion? You saw him after that hit. He was like, he was in the net going like,
or I mean, we can go back to the game before where Campbell got fucking knocked.
Exactly. And nothing on Foligno. That one.
Nothing. That was insane. Because usually that ends up being an interference call on the defenders or goalie interference call on the forward. Mm-hmm. That always happens. It's always a penalty in those situations. But nothing, right? Like, fucking screw up the call and say we pushed him into it. Like, if no one just hits the goalie in the crease, you know what I mean? Because either it's someone's fault if the goalie gets hit in the crease, it's someone's fault. Either the defender throws a guy into him, or which could be interference, roughing, whatever, or opposite, it's the guy with the puck skating into him.
Well, and see, this is the other thing too, is like if the NHL is all about setting precedents, which it seems like they are, even though they're not consistent whatsoever. Austin Matthews gets like just jumped essentially by Dubois. If you do that on the street, now granted, a lot of things you do in the arena, if you do on the street, you're going to jail. But if you do that, like that's
any other game,
right?
It's also like
so it's
also like He's grabbing him by the back of the jersey. Matthews can't even do anything. And it's exactly like when they faced the Habs in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
When he was getting dummied around, he was laughing and he drew a penalty.
So that's what
he was saying. I was like, okay, whatever. He drew a penalty. Don't get up and do something stupid, which I still think like, what were you? He got up and kind of pushed him. That's got to be the least amount of retaliation you could possibly do without just skating away.
Yeah. So here's my point is that if you're looking to set a precedent and you give them match minors for Matthews not doing anything, what's stopping Matthews from getting up next time and punching Dubois right in the head?
Exactly.
Right. If you're going to get a match,
but there's no consistent. But there's no. Yeah. Fair.
Like you might as well just, like Matt.
Yeah. You're not going to lose anything.
But the problem is the next time it might not be called like that. And you just no idea, which is the problem in 2, right? Like, even if you want to overcall the book, at least consistently overcall it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because then know.
If bullshit like that equals a match penalty, at least we know.
Yeah.
At least when he does, because he did it, I was like, oh, cool, power play. And then it's like offsetting minors. I'm like, yeah, okay.
And then to top it all off was their winning celebration.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay,
dude.
Is there anything better than beating the Leafs? Okay, first of all, Jets, you're like 10 points behind the Leafs in the standings in a trash division. Secondly,
Game 26. Wait. No. Back to back, third string goalie, Marner out, just lot like in Winnipeg on the road. Like there's like 5 or 6 different like intrinsic factors that make it that they wouldn't give a shit. Right? They would tell you why they wouldn't give a shit. Or that they'd be tired or didn't give a shit. Right?
I saw a tweet about that, and it was just like, this is why the Leafs are like the biggest organization in the NHL, because they live in every other NHL team's head rent free.
So embarrassing.
Okay, and here's the other thing. Mark Scheifele, this is a message to you because you definitely watch this podcast. You've played in 18 games, buddy, and you have 14 points. And 6 of them had come in the last 2 games. So before that, you had 16 games with 8 points. So, and a -3 on a winning team. So I'm just saying, like, before you start like saying, is there anything better than the Leafs? Why don't you actually start putting together a halfway decent season on a team that's guaranteed not getting out of the first round? Leafs, yeah, we're Leafs fans. We haven't got out of the first round in our entire lives, basically. But we actually have some superstars on our team. If Mark Scheifele is your best player, you're not going anywhere because the guy's a fucking joke.
You can say first round exit all you want. Our team is actually good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why people don't like us. People hate that we have 4 superstars that are more fun to watch than their best player.
Yeah. All they do, look how much you're paying them.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I can pick like 9 guys I can get a jersey from. Like, sick. Go buy a Josh Morrissey jersey. Good luck. Fuck. Like, well, what elite superstars jersey am I going to wear tonight? Oh no, it's too hard to pick.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's also just like, it's pretty tough of you to say all that when you don't play until like 4 months later, that's one of those things where it's just like,
I think that's the point.
Well, no, that's what I mean. It's just
because because it's 4 months.
And the thing also is, if the Leafs said, I don't know, and it's not even a rivalry. So I'm just trying to think like, okay, I can understand.
No, it's not.
I can understand if it was Boston and afterwards the guys were like, is there anything better than being the Bruins? Because we haven't, and we're rivals. But if it was like Calgary, and then after the game, like Tavares was like, hey boys, is there anything better than beating the Flames? I'd be like, shut up, man. Like,
we're going to the Stampeders game.
Yeah. And the thing is, all the comments under that post was Leafs fans crying. Like, no, we're laughing at you, bro.
Yeah.
We played 24 hours later and won.
Yeah.
Or like 48 hours later and won.
We also have a way better record than you.
Yeah. And it was so weird.
Yeah.
But
it's really cool when you're in first, you can lose a game and then you're just like, oh, I don't care. Right? It's really neat.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to the next time we play them, because now I
don't even give a fuck. What like how, like, they're still gonna be in 20th and we're gonna be in the top 3 in the league. Like, I still don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Like
The Jets are also
I hope
3-6-1.
Superstars.
They're 3-6-1 in the last 10
Because
years.
I already know they're going to try and grab Matthews next game, and he's literally going to do nothing again.
Yeah,
and
because he's going to be like, because at that point he's going to be like, I have 52 goals. What are we doing here?
Yeah, that's so fair.
I think he's got like 16 goals in his last 17. No, it's what is it?
It's
13 in his last
nuts.
14. He's like, I don't care. Like, especially.